All eyes on Doge. Big runner. To the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big runner. To the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Upward movement in Doge. Dogecoin. Up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Upward movement in Doge. Dogecoin. 42.69. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin.
Everybody, Kriss here. Welcome. How's everybody doing here on a Monday? Price is down. We've seen this before. Bear market. We've been talking about that. But Dogecoin does have a habit of repeating. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the difference also, what's going on right now with the trading with Dogecoin and Bitcoin. As I mentioned in my video this morning, Dogecoin is actually holding up fairly well. Better than Bitcoin. And we'll show that. We'll show what's going on. We'll look at the heat maps and the leverage trading and all of that. And a few other things about AI and how AI is disrupting the stock market. All here today on KrissPax Live. Welcome, everybody. I wish I had better news for you right now. But in the short term, crypto market remains weak. The fear and greed index for the overall market, like Bitcoin, is at an all-time low at 5, and I showed that in my video this morning as well, while Dogecoins is up at like 20. So the sentiment on Dogecoin is not as bad right now as it is on Bitcoin. So that's what's going on. Let me drop down here in the corner. So here we had Sunday's drop, and the Sunday drop was Bitcoin. This was Bitcoin's drop. And if you remember from Friday's live stream, were you here? Were you here on Friday's live stream? What did I say? I said, because we looked at the heat maps, right? And I said, oh, it looks like Bitcoin is going to go down to 64.8 to take out leverage. And look what it did. It came down not only to 64.8, but it continued down to a low of about 64.3, about 64.3 right there. So the exchanges and the market makers are still in control of this market, and all we can do is hold on. But what happened today? Well, today, Bitcoin just got pummeled again and again. It tried to make a recovery. Recovery was stunted, and then down to a lower low to take out more leverage. And so we look at, again, very quickly first. I mean, $10 million alone just in the last hour, over 24 hours, over $280 million on Bitcoin, $600 million overall, $600 million overall in the crypto market. 85% long leverage. They're taking out little shorts, little quick shorts on little rebounds, but it's the big news is, again, taking out more long leverage trades, the largest of which was the $61 million trade. And we had identified that line. I didn't know there was an individual trade that was $61 million. I just knew there was, like, right at that line at 64.8, there was about $130 million already positions that were opened at that level. And that's why we targeted that level, and Bitcoin did not disappoint. So on the way up, takes out some new shorts, comes down even lower, takes out some longer standing long leverage trades because it dipped lower than Sunday's. And so this was about Bitcoin. Dogecoin was just following the market, but wasn't dipping as bad as Bitcoin. Remember when Kriss said on red days, Dogecoin drops harder than Bitcoin, right? Not today. Today, Bitcoin is down 4.4%. Doge is only down 2.4%. There's a 2% swing here between Bitcoin and Doge. Dogecoin is outperforming Bitcoin on a red day. That does not happen very often. Again, lower low for Bitcoin, higher low for Dogecoin. ETH, lower low. ETH dipped down to 1838 or so on the ETH drop. Again, taking out leverage. There's the ETH, $162 million on ETH. So that is the status of the market as we start. So what's going on? Well, you know, Dogecoin is still a top 10 cryptocurrency, so Dogecoin's not dead. Dogecoin's not dead. Still a top 10 cryptocurrency, sitting here at number 9 with a $15.7 billion market cap. Bitcoin Cash was trying to catch up a little bit, but it's just getting pummeled today. Bitcoin Cash is getting pummeled today. Michael Vandepop says, the answer is not bueno. No bueno. Bitcoin couldn't hold above 65K level and continues to fall. On the flip side, gold continues to rally. The inverse correlation remains. And we'll see how that unfolds in the coming months, but it's clear that the trend remains to be down. So that is unlike what Michael Vandepop was saying before, because he was showing a whole market turnaround, and that's not happening. I imagine he's lost quite a bit of money here over the past 6 months. Just a guess. Just a guess. Oh, well, let's see. October, November, December, January, February. 4 months. 4 months. It's been since October. So, yeah, not good overall. Chiefy says, look, this chart has perfectly called every Bitcoin cycle. If this pattern still holds, Bitcoin will dump to 38K. Position accordingly before it's too late. And I'm like, wait a sec. Where does he get that? 2017 all-time high was 20, not 21. And then 2021 had a double top, 65 and 69, and it dropped all the way down to 17, actually 15.6. He's got to get his numbers right. If you're around 15.6, at least you get 16, not 17. And that was the bottom. 2022, that was the bottom. So now we had a double top, 109 and 126. That's correct. And here we sit now in the mid-60s. Where does it go from here? Chiefy says down to 38. This looks very random. I don't know where he got these fractal candles here, because I don't see them. And how he got to 38, I don't see. I'm expecting again a little bit of sideways and a little relief rally, as we have seen in past bear markets. And that was right there in 2022. That's what I'm expecting to happen in the months ahead. Christian, how you doing? What do you predict Bitcoin lowest end summer, early fall 2026? So 2 different models that I've used. One is 54K and one is 40. I forget what that other number was. I'd have to go back. But in the 40s, like 48, right in that range, not 38. Not 38. But 54 was my main thesis on Bitcoin. So, history never repeats, Umar says. Well, we shall see. There do tend to be these 4-year cycles, and this is kind of a repeat at a higher price for Bitcoin. That looks kind of like repeating to me, doesn't it? Double top, second top was higher. That's what this looks like. Double top. So, yeah, that could repeat. George says Bitcoin is on track for the longest losing streak in 7 years. If we go back to 2018, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red months in a row. Right now, from end of 2025 into 2026, if February remains red, which most likely it will, that'll be 5 red months in a row. That's scary. That is scary. So historically, extended red streaks like this have been followed by strong recovery phases. And that's where I'm looking for a bit of a relief rally here. And then kind of back to red over the summer. 54 will do, Compo? Yeah, I'll be buying. I'll be buying again in the summer. Lowest Doge price? My prediction is 6.7 cents. 6.7 cents, which was very technical. It was a very technical prediction. 6.7 cents. But to me, it's more about the calendar than the actual price, because you don't know if the price is going to be higher or lower. But history does tend to repeat per the calendar. And the summer months in a bear market are generally bad. 2022, 2018, same for Dogecoin. So meanwhile, Michael Saylor and Strategy B, they bought more Bitcoin. They acquired 592 Bitcoin, $39 million at $67,000 per Bitcoin average. So they now hodl 717,000 Bitcoin, acquired for $54 billion at 76,000. So their average price of all the Bitcoin that they've bought for over 5 years, 6 years, is 76,000. 76,000. So they're probably down $6-7 billion now on all their holdings. I am not buying MicroStrategy stock. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. Not at all. Radhikar, how are you? Clarity Act makes any difference? Already priced in. It doesn't make any difference for Dogecoin. Will it for Bitcoin? I don't know. I mean, it's a lot more about stable coins and whether they can, get yield on holding stable coins or not. The banks don't like it. Brian Armstrong and Coinbase says, yes, that's important. It's important for stables to be able to get yield for the future of digital assets. So I don't know. That's not a news event that's going to be big. And plus, they're talking maybe April at the earliest. So the Clarity Act, no. So ETH is about to repeat the Q4 2025 fractal. So this would be the relief rally. And if ETH has a relief rally up to about 2,400, then it drops lower into the summer. Again, this is my prediction as well. It's something like this. I think we get a little relief rally, Bitcoin, ETH, Doge, and then everyone starts, yay, bear market's over, let's go. And it's like, more damage to come in the summer. And we don't know what's going to cause this. It's going to be some like war with Iran or who knows what. But there's going to be something. And they have ETH going down to about 1450 is what Ted is showing here, 1450 on the ETH drop. So this is the kind of pattern that we often see. And again, in a bear market, you can have a relief rally. Prices can go up. Right now, myself, I'm just hodling what I have and waiting to buy on the dips over the summer. That's my plan. I can't tell you what to do. You do you. Will I miss the bottom? Yes, absolutely. I'll miss the bottom. I have no idea exactly when and what the bottom will be, but I've done my forecasting. We'll see what happens. But that's my plan. People ask me all the time. I tell you what I am doing. I cannot tell you what to do. You must make your own decision. Your finger hits the mouse to hit the buy button, not mine. I think somebody in the chat said earlier, followed blindly. Jimmy Penos, followed blindly. Don't follow blindly. Do your own research, see what's going on. I look for patterns. I tell you history repeats. History does repeat, and it's more about the 4-year cycles in the calendar. That's just the way it is. I was calling for a 2026 bear market 3 years ago. If you remember, if you were here, yes, 2026 bear market. I called it 3 years ago. I didn't think it would start in October, though. But yeah, how's the weather? We have a blizzard going on, but other than that, staying nice and toasty warm in the house, not even going out. Shovel it out tomorrow. But yeah, Boston. So we had 2 snowstorms this year, which are now in the top 10 for all of history for Boston. I mean, we're talking 150 years of data on snowstorms in Boston. And this year decides to have 2 of the worst in the top 10. Lucky me. Lucky me. What happened to global warming? Is it global warming? 2 blizzards in 2026. Well, the first one wasn't technically a blizzard, but it was an awful lot of snow. 2 of the worst storms in the entire history of Boston this year, 2026. Wow. All right. What else is going on? We have AI. And just want to mention, because you're going to hear a lot of talk about this, today was a bad day for certain stocks that are vulnerable to AI. Anthropic's Claude Cowork update just crashed IBM stock. Anthropic just learned, or the Claude AI just learned COBOL, which was an old 1980s, 1990s programming language that IBM used, and IBM's entire infrastructure is built on COBOL. Well, Anthropic, its Claude AI just learned COBOL. Just learned COBOL. Investors are now in fear that AI will destroy IBM's high-margin consulting business. This could cripple IBM's business model. So IBM stock is now crashing. It's down over 6% today, and it continues to drop. AI is taking over. I'd be careful what stocks you're buying. If it's vulnerable to AI, I would be careful. Today, we had massive crash in cybersecurity stocks. CrowdStrike is down 20%. Palo Alto Networks is down 9%. Cloudflare is down 18%. Zscaler, Infosys, Okta. I don't even know what all those are, but they're all bad. I mean, you know Cloudflare, right? Cloudflare is the one that always shows up whenever you're entering a site that's protected by Cloudflare, and you have to click the little box. This is bad. AI is disrupting the stock market. So be careful out there. Ash Crypto says it looks like AI will eat literally everything. Yeah. Invest Answers is James says, well, first it was SaaS, right? Took care of IBM, taking care of others. Today's security stonks. What's it going to go after next? Credit card companies? AI. So maybe you invest in the AI companies now and not the other companies that are going to get taken over by AI, because it's happening faster than people think. So you're thinking the mid 30s? You're thinking mid 30s for Bitcoin drop? Well, that's what Chiefy says here. He's down to 38. All right, Dogecoin. Will Dogecoin repeat history? Will Dogecoin repeat history? Dogecoin is forming a third long-term base pattern similar to structure seen before past major rallies. Price is holding between 9 and 11 cents. 15 to 16 cents is a breakout zone. I don't think it's getting to 15 and 16. I charted about 13 on a relief rally at the max, maybe 13. News involving Elon Musk and SpaceX has boosted attention. Has it? That was that whole little thing about the Doge 1 mission, like going to launch next year. Elon said in a tweet, next year, maybe. I don't think that gets a lot of attention. But the important thing here is down at the bottom of this news article here. And it says, history never repeats in the same way, but patterns often match. Dogecoin stands at a quiet stage that could lead to a loud move. Whether this becomes another chapter of rapid growth depends on volume, news momentum, and overall market strength. And what do we have now? Do we have overall market strength? No. Do we have news momentum? No. Do we have volume? No. We don't have any of that. So for now, the structure is in place and the market waits for the next signal. That, my friends, is Dogecoin. We wait. It's not what you want to hear, but that is what it is. Ralvero says Doge was created as a joke. No utility, no roadmap, no serious team, just a Shiba Inu dog and an internet meme. By 2021, it hit 70 cents or $90 billion. $90 billion market cap. Again, today it's like 15. $90 billion. And made more people rich than most serious projects combined. That's the craziness of crypto. It's not always the project that has the most utility, the project that has the most value locked. And it doesn't even have to be serious, which is why we love the Doge. The market has been telling you the same thing for 10 years, and most of you still don't believe it. Culture beats technology every single time in this space. That's Dogecoin. That's the power of Doge. So what do we do about it? The markets are going to do what they're going to do. All this stuff going on with Bitcoin and the leverage trading and all of that, that's going to happen. Eventually, Doge will overcome it and could still lead a meme coin rally, like a mini alt season or something. Dogecoin could do that. We need the big news to drop. And so we wait. Because we've seen it. We've seen it on Dogecoin's chart. And when it moves fast. It moves fast. As we saw November 2024, that huge move up. And then we go back to February of 2020. Oh, I'm sorry, this is October 2022 was that one when Elon bought Twitter. And then we go to February. I'm sorry, 2024. That's the one I was looking for. February 2024. It actually had a double move up for a total gain of 172%. So that's what we wait for. We wait for these things. The longer we wait, the more we can buy. Yes. And that's what we do in these times. We accumulate. This was the end of the summer 2023, where I did most of my accumulating last cycle, was right there. And that was August and September. And even a little at the beginning of October, when Dogecoin was hitting under 6 cents on the dips. It was hitting under 6 cents on the dips. That's how I was able to be successful last cycle, was buying in like that. This is the kind of chart I'm going to be looking for again this summer. Does history repeat? Patterns do. They do tend to repeat. And that's what I'm going to be looking for this summer, is that. Again, we might have a relief rally and then a retest back down of supports. Most likely that's something that's going to happen, but eventually Doge is going to go crazy again. And no one's going to remember KrissPax doing a live stream in February 2026 predicting all of this. Nobody's going to remember. Because there's no interest right now. I mean, you guys are here and I appreciate it. Thank you very much for taking a little time on a Monday to join KrissPax here. Ryan will remember. Ryan always remembers. You remember me buying 6 cent, 5 cent Dogecoin too. You were as well. I remember. So I will not be live for the rest of this week. I am taking vacation days. So, yeah. Oh, Mr. Low Roller. I was hoping you would show up. I was hoping you would show up. You'll never guess. You'll never guess. Oh, Low Roller. I was hoping you would show up. Yeah, he sold a card for $16 million. And he paid like $6 million for it, something like that. Ta-da! Look at this. Found him. Oh, upside down. Ah, ruined it. Upside down. There we go. Are any of these any good? Are these any good? I have no idea. Are these any good? They're all in sleeves. They're all protected. How do you know what a PSA is? Oh, now I have to grade them. I don't know how to grade these. Look at them. I got some work to do. These are about 12, 13 years old. And they've just been sitting in storage. Take them to GameStop. Look at these. Pretty cool, huh? Some other stuff too. Charizard first edition. I wish, right? How would I know that? How I mean, there's a Bulbasaur. How do I know what are these are worth? I have no idea. They're all in excellent condition though. Excellent condition. Hey. Yeah. Squirtle. There's a Squirtle in here. Who knows, right? Who knows? Go to a website called TGC Player. Interesting. We'll take a look. We'll take a look. All right, we got to get back to what's going on here. $0.93 on the daily week. This is what we were charting before. We had this downward sloping resistance line. It became a downward sloping support line, but it's way too steep, and that's not good. So that's not a great line. Kriss doesn't like that one. That means Doge goes down way too fast. You bet most of them are good. I mean, they've just been sitting in this binder in these sleeves for 10 years. You can scan Google lenses, scan the picture of the Pokemon card. Interesting. Hey, I should let AI do the work, right? Just scan them and feed them into Grok. Ask Grok what they're worth, right? Those are the Pokemon cards. 25 years ago, I had a folder just like that full of foil cards. A Ted Williams autographed rookie card. Not baseball cards. Hey, Gene, with everything that's going on right now, what do you personally think? Doge will go down before it starts to go back up again or start another cycle? I just covered what I think, Gene, like 10 minutes ago, before I got into the Pokemon cards. Auction them. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we do. I'm holding them with affection, like holding Pax Cat. Yeah. Yeah, and they weren't mine. They're my son's cards. They're not my cards. They're my son's. So, yeah, we'll see what we do with them. As long as Kramer doesn't mention Doge, we're good, right? Fly under the radar. When Doge starts going crazy, Kramer will mention it. But yeah, you never know. You never know. He's got all these, and they're just maybe they're worth something. So, Gene, I've talked about Dogecoin on dips a number of times. There was a live stream I did right at the end of the year last year in December, and I called the crypto bottoms, and I went through Doge, Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, Cardano. We did a number of them, and Dogecoin ended up 6.7 cents. 6.7 for this cycle low. We'll see. We will see. Yeah, 6.7. I'll never forget that number, Ryan, and neither will you. 6.7. Catawiki. Oh, this will be my son. They're his cards. It's whatever he wants to do. Yes. 0.067. That's the number. That looked like an exciting game. I didn't watch it. I watched the highlights, though. And that last play that won the game, the golden goal, they say, by Jack Hughes, that was pretty exciting. And with figure skating, the only thing I saw was a replay of whatever her name is that won the gold. I thought the quad god fell. You think there's going to be an Iran attack? The Trump crypto winter. I know. It's been tariffs, tariffs, tariffs. And then we get threats of war. And now it's tariffs again with another threat of war. Crypto doesn't like that stuff. Crypto doesn't like it at all. Yep. Yeah, I just don't have time to sit there and watch the Olympics. I got way too much going on. I can't just watch the Olympics. Other cryptos across the board, Solana, let's see on the 30-minute again. So we just compare. It actually fell about the same point. It wasn't higher or lower low. It was about the same, 77.3 on Solana. Cardano did not fall as much as Sunday. It was in the 25s again for Cardano. And then the one that really is getting hit today is Bitcoin Cash. Down to 500, below 500. I guess it hit 485, but this was Sunday's drop. It never recovered, and then here's Monday's drop. So Bitcoin Cash getting hit. That's what we have. You want to go to the Olympics, Ryan? Los Angeles, right? Out in LA. The basketball team will dominate. So, who does Wemby play for? He plays for France, right? France should do okay in a tournament, but not the USA. They're not the USA. Yeah, the French. France is going to win the next basketball Olympics. Oh, really? Really? Who else do they have? Oh, that one guy, Yabusele. What is his name? Yabusele. He was on the Celtics for a little while. And he went to the Knicks and he went to some other team. Yeah, Yabusele. I knew it was something like that. NBA All-Stars did okay. Wemby forced to play basketball. I think it was a good idea this year to mix up the All-Star game. I think it was a good idea. Do something different. You wanted Yabusele? Is he that good? He wasn't with the Celtics. He wasn't with the Celtics. What else going on? Not too much. Got the heat maps that just every time you think you see shorts piling up and liquidity piling up and you think they're going to take out the shorts, they don't. They don't. But yeah, these were the big longs they took out right here on Bitcoin, down to 64K. That was their target, and they hit it. And now look at more leverage trading just starting again, even lower. Liquidation price is down to 63.3 now. Crazy. Doge is kind of mixed. Got some shorts, got some longs. It's kind of mixed for Doge. Ace, how are you? You sold $2,700 worth of Doge, bought 20 ounces of silver, plan on silver hitting 300 an ounce. I will then sell at 300 and buy back Doge. Why 300? It's not even back to 100 yet. That's a pretty big price. Seems to me like you'd get, let's take a look. I mean, there's no doubt, right? The silver chart has just been incredible. There's no doubt. It's at $88 now. I mean, this chart to me is not screaming like it's going to $300. But the way the world economy is, particularly against what the United States is doing, I mean, silver has been trading like a meme coin. And it can definitely go higher. But 300, that might be a bit bold for this cycle. That might be a bit bold. Gold. There's the gold chart. Now, gold's chart looks much more like a slow and steady rise, and it's just going to continue. Slow and steady rise. It had one wick up to 5,600, came back down, and now it's just continuing to climb up for gold. Yeah, where do you sell silver? I don't know. I wouldn't even know how to do this. From the high to the dip. The 1.618 is at 157. $157 is the fib line on silver. 157, my friend. That doesn't mean that's what it hits, but it's a target when you're talking price discovery. Is the 1.618 on silver. That would be $157. So mark my words. Mark my words. Let's get me reset back up. Here we go. Do you support rookie free agent NBA since NBA team tanking and purposes? No, I think it's fine as it is. I don't like rookie free agents. Nope. Yeah, buy the paper silver. If all you're doing is planning on selling it to buy back into Doge, then you might as well just buy the price. Yeah, all of this money that's spent on these Olympic venues, and then the Olympics are over, and then they just sit there. That's a shame. Yeah, William, you're not buying any silver and gold? Not buying? Pretty much tariff proof. Tariff proof. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's about it for the live stream, guys. There's just not much else going on. We took out leverage, made somewhat of a recovery, and come down for today, and that's about it. I don't know how much snow we got officially in Boston yet. I've been too busy doing other stuff. I haven't seen the official count. It's still snowing. Still snowing. I think it's not going to stop till like 8 o'clock tonight. So yeah, short stream today, low roller. Not much else going on. So if you wanted to get the latest news and stuff, to scroll back and watch. I spent about 15 minutes giving you the latest that I see. And that's about it right now. It's still bear market stuff. Sentiment is still down. But thank you all for coming. Again, I will not have another live stream for a week because I'm taking time off this week. So I may get a couple videos out if I can, just to keep updated on what is going on. So that's about all I got. I hope everyone stays warm and has a great rest of your Monday. We'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.